This is Maria from Non-Reborns. Today I am going to make a video that is non-reborn related. I just basically want to rant and complain and vent about a situation that came up with my DirecTV account, and I am extremely upset. So I will probably be all over the place on this video because I have so many thoughts in my mind that I just want to get out because I am so upset. But I figured if I wanted to talk it out, my husband is sick and tired of hearing me, and so I figured I would put a video together and maybe get some feedback from all of you and just your point of view, because I am really at a loss as to what to do, and I'm just really upset. But let me start from the beginning. I have been a DirecTV customer for about 13 years since we purchased our home. And I am the type of person that pays their bills on time. We've never been late on any of our payments. We've always been in good standing. And we've stayed with DirecTV because their customer service has always been pretty good. And in fact, whenever we've received offers from other cable companies, we've always said no because we always appreciated DirecTV's good customer service. And so we've stayed with them even though our bill has skyrocketed in the last few years, and we're paying well over $100 for our cable, and which is not a problem. I mean, we pay our bill, and like I said, we have a good standing with them. So last August, we had just renewed our contract with DirecTV for a couple years, and we ended up getting a special offer for renewing, and so our bill went down, and we were really happy about that. They sent me a letter, thanking me for my loyalty as a customer, and thanking me for renewing our contract with them. And by the way, this is Spencer. I just finished him and he's so cute. I just love his little face. So anyway, we got the letter, and then like a day later, I received a letter from a debt collection agency indicating that I was delinquent with my account with DirecTV. Now, my real account with DirecTV has one account number, and the account number that they were referencing in the letter was completely different. So of course I realized, okay, they have the wrong Maria. And so I contacted them and I let them know, hey, it appears that you have the wrong Maria on the account that you are mailing me. You have my address, but it appears that this is the wrong Maria, because I have another account with DirecTV. I've only had one account during my history with them, and that account is in good standing. So you have the wrong person. So I spoke to them, and they asked me several questions. They asked, is this your social? They gave me the last 4 digits of a social that was not mine. I said, no, that's not my social. They said, have you ever lived in Los Angeles? No, I have not lived in LA. Is your spouse's name Carlos? No, that is not my spouse. So they went down the list of different points in their identifying chart, and of course they found that the only thing they really had was my name, and somehow they had linked that person's name with my name, and in trying to contact her, they also linked it with my address. But of course they still had her account number. They had not found my account number to link the two. So all they had was a name. And so to make a long story short, I spoke to, they kept calling. Okay, so I spoke to like 3 different people. And in fact, they even contacted me on my cell at work, which I thought was completely inappropriate because they shouldn't be bugging me at work. But anyway, they called me, and by then it was a supervisor, and And I explained the same thing to him that I had explained to the other several customer service reps, letting him know that they had the wrong Maria. And so he said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove you off the account, and you will not be hearing from us again. No phone calls, no mailings, we will get this resolved. So I thought, okay, great. So then in February of this year, this was August of 2015, and now move forward 6 months to February, and I'm in the process of getting my home refinanced. And they ran a credit report, and lo and behold, the charge for DirecTV for a different person was on my account. Oh my God, I have never been so upset. Like I said, my credit score was perfect before this, and it fell like 100 points because of this delinquent account that is not mine. So I contacted DirecTV and I explained to them that they had it wrong. And of course, they give me the runaround, and they gave me some address where I had to file a complaint. They wouldn't give me a different number. And I'm like, look, I want to get this resolved. I want to speak to a human being. I don't want to have to put a letter together to send it in to another department and wait until you get it resolved. I want it resolved now. This was your error. I want it resolved immediately. And so they gave me the runaround. I spoke to several people again, and in the end, I was told that they basically couldn't speak to me because I was saying I was not that person. So they submitted that account under my name, but they won't speak to me because I'm not that person. So how does that even make sense? So I called the collection agency and explained to them the same thing. You have the wrong person. I thought this had been resolved, but you have turned me into the credit reporting agency in error. And they said the same thing. Because you're telling me that you're not this Maria, then I shouldn't even be speaking to you. So you have to contact DirecTV. Called DirecTV. DirecTV told me to contact the collection agency. And they basically said that they would never, ever use social security numbers to match up account numbers, which is bogus because that's exactly what they did. They found another Maria and they assigned that delinquent account to my social security number. And for them to say that's not what they did, that's exactly what they did. So they kept saying that somebody had opened the account fraudulently, which is bogus as well, because when I spoke to the collection agency, they didn't have any of my information except for my name. They didn't have the address. They didn't have, well, by then they had already matched the address because I got the letter, but they were like making little matches with my information here and there until they got to my social. And I think DirecTV, what happened was they merged with AT&T, and when they did that, AT&T started cleaning up old accounts and trying to collect on delinquent accounts. They found the one for that Maria that hadn't been paid in years. I could tell by the account number that it was a very old account. And they started the collection process, trying to find a match to a current in the system, which was me. And so that is how all that got started. So anyway, that's my story, and I really at this point don't know what to do. I have filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau, and I'm hoping that they contact me soon regarding this. And I explained to them, I gave them, the different account numbers, the different names and times of the people that I have spoken to, in hopes that it gets resolved. We were able to refinance our home at a higher percentage rate because of the account that was showing up on my credit report. So it ultimately affected me financially because it was showing up on my credit report. We had a lower credit score, and in turn, it ended up affecting the rate that we received. to refinance our home. So that in itself is, it's costing me money, probably thousands of dollars in the end, because of what we're going to end up paying an interest rate to the mortgage company for our home when we could have gotten a lower rate had our credit score been higher. So if you can imagine, my frustration and my anger towards DirecTV is at the highest point right now. I contacted them again at the beginning of last month. We're in April, so in the middle of March, I contacted them and I told them, look, when does my contract expire? Because I'm going to cancel my account with you guys, and this is the reason why. So I explained the entire thing to the customer service rep, and all he had to say was, we will be sorry to see you go. No resolution to the error they had made. No, let's make this right. Nothing. So that to me is horrible customer service, unethical business practices, and they basically cost me a lot of money for an error that they made. So I do belong to a fraud, an identity theft company, that keeps track of all the transactions that show up on my credit report, although I did sign up with them after the fact. So it's something that they're going to have to go back and clean up. And I don't know. I at this point, I just upset, and I want to, think things through. I have filed with the Better Business Bureau, and I just basically want them to make it right by taking my name, that account, off of my credit report. And hopefully that will resolve the problem, although it won't resolve the issue with the money I'm going to be spending on my mortgage when the rate could have been a lot lower. But, in the end, I want it off my credit report. I want my credit score to be what it was, and I want it resolved ASAP. So that is my rant for the day, and I wish I could say I feel better, but I don't. I'm still quite upset, and when I'm upset, I cry. I'm a crier. It overwhelms me, and I can't sleep. And, when you look at the whole scope of things, it's not life-altering, but I always tell, my husband and friends, if you mess with my family, you mess with my money, that is 2 ways to get me riled up. And that's what I am. I'm just extremely, extremely angry for the situation, and I hope it'll get resolved soon. But I will definitely keep you all updated. But, I just wanted to come on here and really just vent to somebody. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you later. And say bye to Spencer. Bye, Spencer. See you later. Bye.